Single X is one of the strongest guards in Jiu-Jitsu, but paradoxically, it's also one of the more underappreciated guards. My hips are already under my partner's hips, and I'm already primed to actually sweep my partner. But this position comes with a lot of struggles too. My partner can get the foot off the hip, they can start doing crazy back steps, getting up and around, being a nice little circus animal, getting around my guard. It can be sometimes a challenge to be somebody who's a little newer to the position, going up against higher ranks, black belts, as people that have fought single X since the beginning of time. So one of the things that you can do to take you from a zero to a hero in single X, to go from a position that your coach is passing your single X guard, making you miserable, to a position to where your coach is asking you for help, is actually playing with a lapel. As you guys know, every lapel guard is the coolest guard in Jiu-Jitsu. It doesn't matter which one, but the one thing that is really unique about the actual single X lapel is that the retention from this position is so obnoxiously strong. Because like we talked about before, my feet are around my partner's hips. It's very easy for him to potentially get these feet off, put them in different positions. It's going to make it very difficult for me to get offense. Once though, I actually get the lapel with the inside arm, the arm that's closest to the middle, and I'm able to take my other hand, feeding the lapel to my left hand here, automatically, guys, I go from a position that is actually going to require a little bit of work to retain to then a position that is much easier for me to retain. Because in this position here, even if this foot is off the hip, if Ethan tries a back step here, he has to be really careful because it's going to be very easy for me to sweep and get up on top because of the connection with the lapel that I have. Keep in mind, any lapel guard that we play, I already get good control over my partner's posture without any grips at the collar. Once we have our first grip feed all the way through for single X lapel, the biggest thing I want to manage, just like I play any type of single X, is that I want the foot that's between my leg hooking the far hamstring, kind of like glute area. My knee is looking to pinch on the inside of my partner's leg that I'm controlling here. Once I get this here, the other thing I want to manage is that my partner's heel cannot get further away from my armpit. So to make this next grip feed, all I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch my knee, slight extension, and look how I open my knee up to where I'm blocking his heel from going further away. Once I get this with a thumb out grip, I'm going to be reaching over my partner's knee, and I'm going to be looking to feed the lapel to my right hand. Now, if you guys look at my elbow, it's pretty flared out right now, but once I get this grip, I'm going to anchor my elbow down towards my hip. Once I'm in this position here, again, any back step that my partner is thinking about doing is a guaranteed sweep for me in this position. So one of the many options that we have from here is a simple tilt sweep in this position. So I want to make sure that my partner's heel cannot go back. So I block with my elbow, and now that my left leg is free to actually attack, my left foot is going to go behind my partner's Achilles here. I'm not looking to kick his actual leg out. All I'm looking to do is to prevent his ability from stepping back and improving his actual base. So all I'm going to do from here is use my knee to try to push this hip towards the mat. And as I off balance him here, I build height up to my forehead, getting myself up on top. Now, most people would encourage this, and this is a good idea, to let go of the lapel and start playing on top, to start working to pass the guard.
What do you mean, you people?
All right, you guys convinced me. The reason why I say most people is because, well, most people would say that, but I want you guys to think about what Jiu-Jitsu is. Jiu-Jitsu is a game. And how do you win games? You win games by having more points than your opponent. So in this situation, I just swept my partner. How many points do I get? That's right, guys. I get 2 points. Now, if in the situation, Ethan's able to sweep me again, how many points does he get? Man, he gets 2. Now we're tied up. But if my partner does not have a guard and he's able to reverse me, or I just fall back, how many points does he get? He gets 0. So the reason why I say most people is because this is also what I would do the majority of the time, but there are scenarios that we can actually game the system and actually get it to where we start almost farming points against our partner, and we have the potential of taking our partners back. So I'm going to make this grip feed again from the top position because I actually would have just swept my partner, and now I'm here. So all I'm looking to do is to keep my partner in this position, and then once I know that I got my 2, I'm going to take my right knee, I'm going to take it to the mat. As my right knee goes to the mat, I'm going to look to roll over my right shoulder, but as I roll over my right shoulder, my left hand is going to catch my partner's Achilles as I bring my head towards my partner's hips. Now, if you guys notice here, I have the potential of back exposure. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my left knee, I'm gonna bring it behind my partner's knee here. Then all I'm gonna look to do is I look to curl down. Now that this leg is being controlled by my left knee, my left hand reaches up and over to my partner's hip, making whatever grip I can make. And then I'm going to extend, looking to bring myself up to chase my partner's back. Once I get both hooks, how many points do we get, guys? You got it right. We got 4. Good job. Guys, we're doing this just like a Blippi episode. But let's say the worst case scenario happens, okay? Now, actually, there is a worse-er case situation to where if I do this wrong, my partner takes my back. But that's not going to happen because, guys, you're going to do this perfect and you know what you're doing, right? Yeah, see? Of course, you know what you're doing. But in this situation, let's say I either like mess up the bolo or something just goes wrong. So let's say I try to bolo and then, oh no, something just goes completely wrong. I get back exposure, uh-oh. And then Ethan like just teleports up to his feet. And then you're like, oh man, how is he that fast? So then you square yourself back up and you're back to playing guard. But guys, what's the score now? Well, hold on, let's do the math for a second. So I swept him, 2 points. Okay, I go for my partner's back, I get slight back exposure, but I totally mess it up, and then Ethan reveals he has superpowers and teleports to his feet. How many points did Ethan just get? Guys, well, you gotta think about this for a second. He did not have a guard. So if you don't have a guard and you get back up on top, how many points oh, guys, that's right, you get none. So in this situation, I swept him for 2. He then gets back up on top and he gets no points. And I'm back to playing guard. Now I can go back to my offensive cycle playing whatever I want. So I'm not in a sweep for sweep kind of battle. Now this is a very niche reaction that you guys can do. And I'll be very blunt with you guys. I am not claiming that this is something that I made up, but this is something that I've discovered for myself. And I study a lot of film, guys. Like I'm talking like all I do is jiu-jitsu, and I've never seen anybody do this before outside of me, but it's only been a POV perspective from my eyes. So, but just to double check my work, guys, we're gonna ask an expert. Ethan, have you ever seen anybody do this before?
Not exactly like that, no.
He's an expert, guys. We can trust him, right? Huh?
I have seen Aspen do similar diving back takes just without the lapel from there.
Liar!
Liar.
Sure, in full matchup, there's some Polaris punches.
All right, guys, we actually just discovered that Ethan is a liar. He has seen one person do it, but it was without the lapel, so he's only partially lying. Apparently, Espen has actually gone for a back take style like this, but he didn't have the lapel, so he's only partially lying. So I need you guys, please leave me a comment. Let me know, should I be angry at Ethan for lying to me, or should I forgive him?
Kill him.
Guys, if you're looking to take your lapel guard game to the next level, check out the links down below so I can actually work with you and be your step coach to help take your jiu-jitsu to the next level. If you want to see like Ethan beat up Ed Sheeran and doing some jiu-jitsu, check out some of these videos right here. How bad did I smash your nuts?